Esther. Esther. Oh, Esther. Where does one begin? Esther was born to a Coptic family in Egypt. In Shobra, to be specific. On Tassin Street, to be more specific. In the apartment across from the Church of the Malak. That just means angel. They actually mean Archangel Michael, to be really specific. She was born at 3:33 a.m. on the 3rd floor in the 3rd bedroom. Her parents just looked at her and both said to each other, Esther. They smiled, and so Esther received her name. In Arabic, it sounds like Esther. Well, that's neither here nor there. Both Mama and Baba were absolutely and completely in love with their little Esther. She was Baba's girl, and well, she was also Mama's girl. Her big, beautiful eyes always seemed to be opened. From that age, she seemed to perceive everything. She was completely silent for the first week of her life. Her cry was more of a gentle moan. Her parents, Mina and Helen, were concerned about her lack of crying, so they took her to the doctor. Dr. Khalil, who was good friends with Mina, burst out laughing when they nervously explained their daughter's condition. He picked her up, examined her, turned her over, checked her from head to toe. He put her down. He squeezed her little hand, right at the pressure point between her thumb and her index, and a little whimper escaped from her sealed mouth. And the most insanely magical thing happened. A little tear slowly formed and trickled down her cheek. He had hurt her. A second tear fell. The whole event was heartbreaking. How was it possible for a 1-week-old baby to have such grace, such self-control, such dignity? The doctor reassured Helen and Mina that little Esther was in fact fine. My sweet little Esther, you are our little flower. My son is especially fond of you. Mama gently wiped her 2 tears. No one noticed. They were too busy talking about polio vaccines and such. Helen did smell a strange fragrance of roses. It lasted for less than a second. Esther captivated the hearts of anyone that saw her. She could not speak till the age of 5. But her parents were not worried. They had consecrated their lives to the Lord years before they were married, and so they were not afraid of her deep, deep silence. After the first scare they had when she was a baby, they decided to commit their daughter to the Lord and to never worry about her. You know, Helen, if I feel this kind of love for our little Esther, how much more does the Lord love her? If I believe that God loves me only half as much as I love Esther, then I would be the happiest person. But the truth is that He loves me and Esther infinitely more. Mina, you are right. Let's commit to always depend on Him. She is His daughter. It's amazing, because that conversation was a real turning point for Esther's parents. For the rest of their lives, they completely and wholeheartedly surrendered Esther to the Lord. And so Esther was silent for the first 5 years of her life. Now, this may not sound like a big deal, but little Esther was surrounded by a world that was anything but silent. Shobra, a suburb of Cairo with the highest concentration of Coptic Christians in all of Egypt. Its narrow streets are lined with street vendors, kids running in flip-flops, carts loaded with fruits or vegetables, carts being pulled by donkeys, cars being driven by humans. It's a real jungle. All the senses come alive in Shobra. Lamun, lamun, laman. That is the sound made by the lemon vendors crying out at the top of their lungs. Those who hear the call and would like to purchase lemons don't even have to descend from their apartments. Windows open. Baskets are lowered. Lemons are placed. Baskets are pulled up. At some point, money is exchanged. Incredibly efficient. Laman. And so the liturgy of the streets continues. Of course, there are many competing cries, but somehow they form a harmonious choir to the heart of those who live in Shobra. Bekia, Bekia, that is the sound of the guy who is calling out for people's scraps. He then takes the scraps and recycles them and sells them. Zabadi, 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 yogurt and milk products. As for the smells, depending on which part of Shobra you find yourself in, it may be the smell of fresh mangoes, or maybe the smell of barbecue corn on the cob, or maybe salted fish. All these smells were always mixed with the smell coming from the exhausts of the 4 billion cars perpetually driving around Shobra. But the one thing that is sure is that there was always a smell. Shobra. Life begins at around 9 p.m. and ends around 4 a.m. Every day, 365. For a Coptic person, Shobra is either where you live, where your family lives, or where you come from. The windows are lined with pictures of Jesus, Saint Mary, Baba Kyrillos, Marmina. The pictures bring peace to the weary mind of the Coptic people. Overcrowded, overworked, the people of Shobra are somehow incredibly joyful people. Everyone knows everyone. Okay, maybe not everyone, but pretty close. And then there was Esther. She, in her deep, deep silence, stood in such contrast to, well, everything Shobra. Her vulnerability made Helen and Mina love her so much more. Snuggles, cuddles, gazings. She was loved. Oh, Esther. So special. So unique. Plus, plus, plus. Her first word was Yah. She would point to the picture of Jesus and say Yah. Her parents had always pointed to the icon and would say, Baba Yasathri. That is Baba Yasathri. A note is necessary at this point to explain why the number 3 is placed at the end of Yasathri. The number 3 looks like an Arabic letter, called 3-ain. The sound that the 3-ain makes is like making an air bubble at the back of your throat while pushing out your voice. Try it. 3-ain good? Try that again. 3-ain, 3-ain. Now put that at the end of Yasathri. Well done. That is how you say Jesus in Arabic. Coptic children are first introduced to the Lord Jesus as Baba Yasathri. Then they grow into understanding that there is a difference between calling on God the Father and God the Son. It's complicated, but they eventually figure it all out. For some reason, Esther sorted out her hypostatic theology and skipped the Baba and Baba Yasathri and just went for Yah. Her parents were ecstatic. Yala Esther, say it again. Yes, say it again. Yah, 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 Yah. First words are very important. Just as most babies' first words are either mama or dada, their words express a desire to return to their source. This was true for little Esther. And so ended Esther's first deep silence. Esther, now 8 years old, was so nourished by her parents' love and their pure way of life that one felt like she was from a different planet. Innocence, like the falling petals of a flower, once they have fallen, leave a flower naked and well unsightly. Esther's petals never fell. They just became more and more beautiful with time. Esther loved flowers. She would talk to them, smell them, ask them questions. Esther not only saw beauty in them, but she saw in each one a unique gift from Yah. Each color, each shape. Big flowers received the same attention as the little one. Helen noticed and filled their apartment with flowers of all colors and shapes and sizes. The following conversations were all in Arabic. The translations will have to do at this point. Oh, Rose of Sharon, how I love your big petals. Your deeper and more vibrant colors are hidden in your center. You show the world your gentle pastels and hide your inner beauty from the one who doesn't take time to know you. I want to know you. Oh, how detailed are your style and stigma. Those are technical parts. Here she was not speaking of her style, but rather that is the name of the middle protruding centerpiece of a flower and the stigma is its tip. A universe unto itself. Each microflower growing on your style a world to discover. Habibi Yasathri, who were you thinking about when you created this flower? She paused. Of course. You were thinking of Mama. I mean your Mama. I mean that makes her my Mama too. You were thinking of Mama Miriam because her beauty was hidden from everyone. And her thoughts that she kept inside her, each a little flower. You're probably thinking, what kid at the age of 8 speaks like that and thinks like that? The answer is Esther. And this little sampling of her thoughts is just the translation. Enough said. Oh sweet, Rose of Sharon. Not only are you beautiful, but you taste so beautiful. I love drinking carcade, Arabic for red hibiscus tea. You are so refreshing. Mama, you are even more beautiful than this Rose of Sharon. And you, my dear chrysanthemum, you are a mystery to me. I don't know how you look so perfect. All your petals exactly the same shape. And yet, the petals in the middle are so gently and sweetly folded. They grow the further they move out from your tiny, gentle middle. Each petal, gently folded, looks like open hands in prayer. I bet you are praying all day. What are you asking for? Does he answer you the way he answers me? I know. You must be asking for nothing. I bet you are just screaming to the world. Don't be blind. Don't look at me as though I made myself. Look at what I am communicating about him. He made me. It is not I who made myself. Look to him. I know. You're probably wondering when humans are going to follow your lead. No. Are you saying no? You have never said that. Oh, you don't question the children of Adam. Okay. Well, I will learn from you, O grand chrysanthemum. I will learn from you to not question the children of Adam either. Esther's favorite, though, was the white lotus flower famous in Egypt. You are my best friend, dear lotus. You who were born on the water. All life comes from the water. But you, of all the flowers, remain close to your place of birth. Oh, how I wish to live my life like you. Your heart, exposed for the world to see, is as beautiful as the rest of you. How can I forget your stem, hidden from the world, underwater? Oh, how Esther loved her flowers. She spoke to them. She heard them. She carried this grace till the day she left this earth. Helen and Mina fostered in little Esther a love for the saints. This worked well for Esther because she didn't like to speak out loud. And so, she noetically spoke to her heavenly friends. Noetically comes from the Greek word nous. Bit of a complicated word. It can mean mind, but has been translated heart, spirit, intellect. In fact, it is a very, very, very important word. It would take a whole other book to define it properly, and even then, books can only express so much. Well, for this little 8-year-old, she hadn't read anything about the nous from the Church Fathers, the Desert Fathers, or the Neptic Fathers. But she knew well what it ontologically was, is, whatever. The point is, she could speak to /see. There really is very little difference. Yes, another book would be required, the saints all around her. She felt their love for her. Each saint, like her closest friends, carried their own scent, their own beauty. Obviously, her favorite was Mama, but she loved Marmina and Baba Kyrillos. She loved Saint Marina the monk. She loved Saint George. She especially loved Archangel Michael. That was understandable since her home was across street from his church. She would often stand on the balcony, looking at his church, and wave at him as he did his rounds over the church. Hi, Maluka! That was her nickname for Archangel Michael. She was playing with the word Malik. Greetings, my sweet Esther. Archangel Michael was an angel of few words. Very formal. Very strong. He loved his Esther, though. He was okay with her nickname for him. After all, he knew himself to be an intercessor for her. He saw himself as her servant. This too requires a book. Actually, no, many books. It's a mystery. Oh, the honor poured upon the children of Adam, that the heavenly ones seek to serve them. I love you, Maluka. Watch over your church. And if you have time, can you watch over our apartment building too? I mean, we're just across from the church. Yes, at your word. The nous. Everyone has one. Not everyone uses it. Plus. Esther loved going to school. Her heart was ever so full of light. In fact, one could replace the word school with anything. Esther loved going to church. Esther loved going to her grandparents. Esther loved going to the museum, the park, the store, the garden, the airport. Esther just loved. That is what happens when one keeps their petals. Innocence keeps the heart full of light. She completed her grade 9 year at the girls' secondary school in Shobra. She didn't have many friends. Many thought her strange. She barely noticed. For Esther, school was a place of wonder and learning. She loved to absorb and process knowledge. Most humans are in exile from their hearts, and so information is received, computed, analyzed, and stored solely in the brain. As for Esther, knowledge would pass from the brain and descend into the heart. However, the most interesting thing is what happens to information once it enters the heart. Knowledge is transformed. One can even say it is transfigured into wisdom. There are remnants in our language of this mystery, and I have this song memorized by heart. Fascinating how one just accepts these sayings without taking the time to ponder their deeper truth. Yes, the heart has a memory. The heart can lead one to know things much more deeply. In fact, all real knowing happens in the heart. Such was Esther's knowing of flowers, birds, history, languages, art, even math. Numbers meant so much more than entities on a number line. Numbers had personalities. Numbers combined uniquely. Numbers had colors and shapes. Each number spoke to her. Each number a universe. She especially loved the numbers 1, 3, and 7. Now, one might think that she learned her proper numerology in Sunday school. But this was not the case for Esther. She loved the fullness of the number 1, the supreme simplicity. She found in the number 1 both humility and greatness. She was close friends with 3 because, well, she was in real fellowship with the Holy Trinity. It is because of the Holy Trinity that she sees in 3 the number that transcends the self-absorption of duality. The first complete shape is a triangle. 3 is holy. As for 7, it carries very powerful patterns in her heart. 7 is new beginnings. 7 is completion. 7 speaks of weeks in their spiral, like nature, and how one lives Mondays over and over again. And yet every Monday is new. Every Monday builds on the other while being completely fresh. Every Monday is a full 7 from the Monday before and the Monday after. Oh, and who can speak of the beauty found in the multiplication of numbers and the mysteries found in algebra and trigonometry? Such was the knowing that Esther possessed, the knowing of the heart. But of all her awe and wonder, there was no greater found in her heart than the reverence she had for the sons of Adam. Each person was just that, a person, each a flower in the garden of God. She could see how each had an outer appearance, but she also knew that each had a hidden depth to them. She knew well of people's root systems and how they would find nourishment. She knew some people grew in the sun while others needed shade. One thing that was clear to her was that each person was indeed a window into heaven. She could see the image of God in each person's eyes. Sometimes she had to look harder, but she never missed it. She would look and look and look. But the moment she saw the flicker, the smoking flax, the tiniest evidence of the image of God in someone, she would smile. And that is how she knew people in her heart. Heart to heart. Amazingly enough, most of the people her age had no clue that Esther was looking for God in them. She did this for the rest of her life. The heart. Everyone has one. Not everyone uses it. In the summer of 1989, Helen and Mina announced to their daughter that they received word from the Canadian Embassy that their applications to move to Canada had been approved. Mina and Helen were anxious to see Esther's response. She smiled. "We're in Canada. We are thinking of moving to Montreal. There is a beautiful, holy man there that we met last year in Alexandria. The Pope moved him to Montreal. He is a real man of God. Baba will be able to find work there because of his French. Baba and I feel like God is opening up a door for us." Okay, and that was it for Esther. She was satisfied with her mom's answers. It was only at 3:17 a.m. that she woke up startled with a thought. "Maluka, will you be able to visit us in Montreal?" "Yes, of course, my sweet Esther. Mama said there is a man of God there." "Yes, I know him. I know him well. He's good friends with St. George and St. Joseph." "Oh, one more thing. Will I be closer to you in the plane?" Archangel Michael rarely smiled, but human innocence and vulnerability were so rarely seen in the children of Adam, especially at her age. He knew the source of that innocence, the one whose face was always that of a child, and in whose eyes all the galaxies were held and contained. And so he smiled. "Yes, my sweet Esther. I'll be very close." She smiled too, and slept peacefully. She dreamt of a boy. The boy was sitting on a couch. It was green and purple. Mama Miriam was standing behind him. There were tears streaming from her beautiful eyes. The boy seemed like he was in trouble. She loved him. Esther found Canadians fascinating. Each family had their own villa, that is the word used for house in Egypt, since almost everyone lived in an apartment in Cairo. She was fascinated that the Carrs had their own villas too. Space. So much space in Canada. Wow. Montreal is nothing like Shobra. Nothing. Esther missed the sounds and smells of Shobra. She missed the Lemuyungwi. She missed how everyone bumped into each other. She found it so strange that streets would empty out by 10 p.m. in their West Island suburb. People wake up at 10 p.m. in Shobra. Culture shock was an understatement. New language, new food, new customs, new everything. This made Esther, and her family for that matter, so attached to church. There was a bit of home there. Okay, a lot of home there. Although people there spoke some French and English, they still knew what sandwich bade Bilbastamo was. In fact, the uncles and taunts all spoke Arabic 99% of the time. This comforted the whole family quite a bit. Esther found the kids at church were not as cliquey as they were at school. Esther loved them all equally. She kept the same 3 friends from secondaire Cotter throughout Cégep and her undergrad at the University of McGill. Marina, Miriam, and Mariah loved Esther because she remained faithful to her true self. She was never tempted to rebel or to stray from God. The world and all it had to offer never corrupted her simple and pure-hearted nature. Esther never lost her innocence and her deep inner beauty. It is important to note here that innocence and purity of heart are not synonymous to boring, bland, and uninteresting. On the contrary, like the lotus flower that blooms and opens up her petals to reveal her beauty to the world, Esther bloomed. She was fun and inquisitive. She was bold and fearless. Yet, she was so humble and compassionate. One could not decide whether her inner beauty could keep up with her outer beauty. Young men would gawk and stare whenever Esther passed by or entered a room. She was stunning. She was also fearfully gentle and composed. But it somehow never got to her head. Like the lotus flower that remains close to her source, Esther too remained in her heart. Plus. Marina, Miriam, and Mariah all felt so loved by Esther. She was a friend, a sister, and sometimes even a mother to them. When she announced that she was moving away for her masters, they were devastated. "How can you leave us?" Marina cried. "What? What about us? Where are you going to find a church like ours? Who are you going to do midnight praise with?" Miriam cried, "As the Lord wills, as the Lord wills." Mariah wept. It had been clear to Esther's 3 friends that she was on her way to becoming a monastic. There was only one path that they could imagine for her. The 4 of them had sat down on the ground of the women's altar at church, listening to a cassette, an ancient device that allowed the recording and playing of sound. Ancient, of Tom of Irene telling stories of Abu Sufyan's miracles at her monastery. Although none of the girls ever told each other, the understood plan was that Esther was going to graduate from McGill, spend the summer with them, and then go to the monastery to become a nun. The funny thing is that they never ever spoke about it to Esther or to each other. They just felt it. "What about the monastery?" Marina said to Miriam. "I was sure she would become the next abbess of the monastery. I mean, God grant Tom of many years, but Esther was going to take over." Miriam said to Mariah, "As the Lord wills, as the Lord wills." Mariah wept. Esther, on the other hand, felt like there was a completely different reason for her studies in Ottawa. "Girls, I can't explain why I am being drawn to Ottawa. It makes no sense. I just know that there is a divine reason. Please pray for me. We still have 2 months with you. Why are you talking like you're leaving tomorrow?" They all burst out in such innocent laughter. Their guardian angels were in agreement. Now was the time to laugh and be joyful. Esther completed her 2-year master's program in anthropology. Oh, how she loved to study the sons of Adam. It was early September 1999 that she began her PhD in anthropology. She loved to study in the quietest library on campus, Photo Law Library. "My sweet, sweet little Esther, you are our little flower. My son is especially fond of you," Mama said to her with terror in her eyes as she was standing behind her Elijah. He was sitting on a couch. It was green and purple. She loved him.